Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Events D.C. board member Ty Simpson.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Mayor Merrill Bowser, the Events D.C.'s Board of Directors, it is an honor to be here today. As the official convention and sports authority for the District of Columbia, Events D.C. is not only dedicated to bringing premier sports, entertainment, and cultural events to our city, but we are also deeply committed to supporting local sports landscapes in our nation's capital. From college basketball championship games like the CAA men's tournament, esports events like the city's Overwatch team, Washington Justice, and the start of Major League Rugby, 2020 will be a momentous year for the sports in DC, and it all starts with the XFL. That's why we're leading the charge in rallying residents and visitors of DC together to return the XFL to the nation's capital. We are also honored to join the 7 other cities in reimagining this exciting league. Now, what's important? Mayor Bowser has been clear about her aspirations to make DC the sports capital, not just because of the excitement and vibrancy that sports add, but jobs at all levels of sports organizations for DC residents. The addition of the XFL means further progress towards the mayor's vision in enlivening Audi Field, creating jobs and opportunities here in Southwest. Adding an XFL team to DC's substantial sports portfolio is a testament to what our nation's capital is about. They will be joining the Washington Wizards, the Washington Nationals, the Washington Redskins, DC United, the Washington Mystics, the Go-Go, the Valor, and the DC Breeze, which further establishes our city as a premier destination for sports travelers and affirms DC as a sports capital. With the XFL team playing at Audi's state-of-the-art facility during the same time as the DC United and the Washington Nationals, the city's restaurants and hotels along this southern waterfront will see a generous economic boost. As the home of the DC United of the MLS and future home of DC XFL team, we know that XFL fans are going to fall in love with amazing sightlines, premium hospitality areas, and intimate fan experiences that this great new stadium has to offer. On behalf of Events DC, I would like to both thank the XFL for selecting Washington as one of its home 8 franchises, and congratulate Pep Hamilton on becoming the team's new head coach and general manager. And for the record, Mr. Hamilton was a quarterback at Howard University. We are honored to have you join our ever-expanding sports family and are excited to continue our support for the XFL through its inaugural year and beyond. Thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Oliver Luck. I'm the Commissioner and CEO of the XFL, and I'd like to thank Ty Simpson for those kind words. We appreciate it. Welcome to all of you who are here today and all of you who are watching online. I'm thrilled to be in the nation's capital today in this incredible venue, Audi Field. I want to acknowledge, first of all, one of my colleagues, Doug Whaley, our head of football operations, former GM of the Buffalo Bills, and a former Pitt Panther. Doug, welcome. Thank you for being here as well. And I want to thank our partners and friends from DC United, our partners and friends from DC Events, all of whom have helped us, along with local government officials, to really fulfill our desire to bring spring football to the nation's capital. It was about a year ago, in early 2018, when our founder, Vince McMahon, one of America's great sports entrepreneurs, a true visionary, when Vince announced that the XFL would relaunch in February of 2020. Vince wanted us to reimagine the game of football. He wanted us to focus laser-like on the quality of play, and to deliver a great product, an up-tempo product, a game with fewer stoppages, with fewer delays, less idle time, more action, more rhythm, more flow, and family affordable, of course, something very important to us. And they wanted all of this done under 3 hours. We stand here today, 1 year later, effectively from that announcement back in February of 2018. In fact, we're effectively 1 year out from our launch in 2020, and we are committed as ever to deliver on that promise from Vince. We are committed as ever to make that vision a reality. We have a solid business plan. We have a long-term capital commitment that's very substantial. We have a very soon-to-be-announced powerful television package where 2 of our 4 games will be on terrestrial over-the-air coverage, the other 2 games on fully distributed cable, brands that football fans in this country know, love, and respect. We've got great local partners here in D.C. as well as elsewhere, and we have 8 marvelous cities where we'll launch our teams. When we sent out about 8 months ago our RFPs to 40 cities across the country, we received a number of applications, as you'd expect. People like spring football. People love to watch football and want more football. A couple of things stood out in the application from DC United and DC Events, and of course Audi Field. Number one was this incredible venue. Brand new, state-of-the-art venue in terms of the technology, an incredible atmosphere. I'm someone who spent some time in Major League Soccer and know a little bit about developing urban stadiums, and what the team here under Jason Levian has done is really remarkable. It's a beautiful venue, and we're absolutely excited to play football in Audi Field. I think number 2 was the great enthusiasm that we noticed from the folks at DC United, from Jason all the way on down. His staff is top-notch, and we're very excited about that. But number 3 was something that Ty mentioned, and I think it's hugely important. We were very impressed, and always have been, with the fan base here in the nation's capital. Knowledgeable fans, passionate fans, fans that have complete engagement in their sport. This is a great football town, and we couldn't be more excited to bring football, America's most popular sport, into a great venue like Audi Field. When Doug Whaley and I put our heads together to try to figure out what kind of coaches we wanted to have in our league, because coaching obviously is crucial to a good quality of play, we talked about the characteristics that we wanted. We wanted guys with great work ethics. We wanted guys who were knowledgeable, who were experienced, who had been through the battles, who were innovative. But perhaps most importantly, we wanted guys who would be able to work in a startup. It's an attraction. It's different, obviously, than an established league. We wanted guys who would relish the challenge of building not just their team, but helping us build the league. And as we talked about various candidates, one candidate really stood out, a candidate that will now be introduced as the head coach of the XFL team here in Washington, D.C. Pep's had marvelous experiences over the course of his NFL career, well over a decade, with the Jets and the Colts and the 49ers, the Bears, the Browns. Of course, he coached at Stanford University, he coached at the University of Michigan. His coaching career began just up the road at the Hilltop after his career at Howard University, playing for the legendary Steve Wilson. In his career, he's been able to work with quarterbacks like Jay Cutler and Brian Greasy, Alex Smith, and yes, with my son Andrew as well. So I couldn't be more excited to have a colleague like Pep be named the head coach of the XFL franchise in Washington, D.C. So if I could, I would ask everybody to give a warm welcome to the new head coach and general manager of the XFL franchise in Washington, D.C., Pep Hamilton.
Thank you, Oliver, and good afternoon to everyone. I would like to start by acknowledging my wife and kids. They're back in Michigan, as you can imagine. We got a lot going on in our household. We got 3 school-age kids. She's probably preparing to load up the van and go pick them up from school. So I'd like to thank my wife and say thanks for your support. I would also like to thank my friends and family from Howard University that came out to support me on my latest endeavor. You know, I think it's important for me and my family as we transition back to this community that we love so dearly, that we have the support and the guidance and leadership that I've always had from my friends and my family. When I first heard about Oliver's appointment as the CEO and commissioner of the XFL, I was immediately intrigued. I've been fortunate, I've been lucky to have had a long-standing relationship with the Luck family. And Oliver has the Midas touch, you know. I think when you talk about a father, you know, who's had all 4 of his kids graduate from the likes of Stanford, and his youngest son is now at Yale. I mean, he's a man of conviction. He's a man that provides great mentorship and leadership, and he's somebody that I consider to be a role model. He made my decision to join the XFL. He made it easy because of the credibility that he has in our profession. I share the vision of Vince McMahon and Oliver in reimagining football, and there is no doubt that their leadership will allow the XFL to have sustained success. It's exciting to have an opportunity to come back to the DMV and be a part of constructing a football franchise. We'll start by hiring an experienced staff and, more importantly, hiring guys that don't have the limitations, don't have the mentality that we can't do certain things. We feel like it's important that in reimagining football here in this league, that we take an approach that's a bit different. You know, it's not that it's going to be a non-conventional style of play. It'll be the football you know, but we want to make sure that every second of the game is exciting for the fan and the fan experience. I do look forward to having the opportunity to spearhead putting a football team together. You know, that'll be a new challenge for me. I'll lean heavily on just the mentors and the counterparts that I've gained over the years in my different experiences across the National Football League, as well as in major college football. Football has afforded me opportunities that I would have never imagined as a young boy growing up in Charlotte, North Carolina. But also it allowed me an opportunity to develop and grow as a man at Howard University up on the hilltop. I'm excited to share my experiences and my expertise with the football fans, the football coaches, and the young people in the DMV that share the same passion that I have for the game of football. I think it's important that there is inclusion as we build this franchise. You know, it's my goal to really give the Little League coaches, the high school coaches, the coaches that, you know, I've nurtured relationships over the years, to give them access to pro football that they wouldn't otherwise have. And I feel like that's going to help our game grow in this community, and more importantly, give the young people a perspective that'll give them an opportunity to go out and achieve and realize their dreams the way that I have. My plan is to give incentives to the season ticket holders to come and support the franchise, to come to our games and really enjoy the football experience here at Aldi Field, and enjoy the experience, and more importantly, put a winning football team out there for the fan base. This is going to be so much fun, and I truly appreciate Mr. Vince McMahon and Oliver for giving me this opportunity. But once again, I want to say thanks to everyone for coming out. You know, it's great to see some familiar faces out in the audience. Kerry Davis, the AD from Howard University, my former roommate, Jay Walker, Senate delegate, you know, coming out to support me, my college advisor, Ms. Karen Hampton. It means a lot that she's still a big part of my life, and she's still here to support me. Our equipment manager from Howard in the back of the room, Papa Lou, Lou Jones. He picked me up from the airport when I came on my official visit to Howard University back in 92. And it's great to have your continued support, and we look forward to fielding a great football team and making sure that the fans here in the D.C. area have a great football experience. With that being said, thanks once again, and I appreciate the opportunity, Oliver. Thank you.